On October 27th, I made a horrible and life-changing mistake. I took food and clothing from Walmart that I did not pay for, and I am deeply ashamed. I have severe depression and anxiety from the disabilities and pain that I face every day, and I was already feeling worried and overwhelmed about my financial situation. When I learned that my food benefits were probably going to be stopped due to the government shutdown, I panicked and made a decision I sincerely regret.
This may be the most remorseful Walmart theft case you'll ever see. Jennifer Malik was stopped at a Michigan Walmart with just $66 worth of food and clothing before she even made it out of the store. What follows isn't denial or excuses, but a deeply emotional courtroom moment where fear, poverty, and mental health struggles collide with consequences. When a bad decision comes from fear rather than malice, what does fairness really look like?
State of Michigan versus Jennifer Malik, file 25-44134-SM. I do see Ms. Malik is with us.
It's James Dick on behalf of Ms. Malik, Your Honor.
We have a resolution of this matter, Mr. Dick?
Yes, we do, Your Honor. Ms. Malik will be pleading guilty to an added count of attempted retail fraud in exchange for a dismissal of the original count 1.
That would be attempted retail fraud, 3rd degree.
Yes, Your Honor. My apologies.
Oh, that's all right.
That is accurate, Judge.
Thank you. Ms. Malik, you've heard what the attorneys have said. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. My understanding of the agreement is that you would be pleading to what's called attempted retail fraud in the 3rd degree. That is a less serious offense, and that the more serious original charge of retail fraud in the 3rd degree would be dismissed. Is that your understanding of the agreement as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to take some testimony from you. So can I have you raise your right hand so I can swear you in? You swear that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
All right, go ahead and put your hand down. Has anybody promised you anything other than this plea agreement in order to get you to plead today?
No, sir.
Has anybody threatened you in any way to get you to plead today?
No, sir.
Are you doing this of your own free choice and free will?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. The amended charge of attempted retail fraud in the 3rd degree would read as follows. It would say that on or about October the 27th of 2025 in the city of Gaylord and Otsego County at the Gaylord Walmart, that you did attempt to commit the crime of retail fraud by going into the Walmart store and taking property that was offered for sale and then not properly paying for it. Is that what happened?
Yes, Your Honor.
What property did you take from the Walmart store on that date?
I took some food and some jeans, clothing, and
those. Go ahead.
And a pair of slippers.
All right. All of those items were offered for sale on the shelves of the store?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then you did not pay for them and walked out of the store with those items?
I didn't walk all the way out of the store, but they stopped me before I walked all the way out of the store.
All right. And you were trying to walk out of the store, is that correct?
Yes.
Right, so that's why it was an attempt and not a completed action, right?
Yes.
Okay. Either counsel have any additional factual basis questions?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Either counsel aware of any other promises, threats, or inducements not stated on the record?
No, Your Honor.
None, Your Honor, and you have complied with the court rule.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
All right. I do find that Ms. Malik has given me a proper factual basis for attempted retail fraud, 3rd degree, in that she's indicated that she stole a number of items from the Walmart store while it was open for business, and that the items were offered for sale. I can take judicial notice that those items were less than $200 in value, which qualifies for the retail fraud 3rd degree. So I will accept the plea to attempted retail fraud 3rd degree and find that it was knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily given to me based on her answers to my questions.
Well, Judge, other than a delayed sentence for a misdemeanor larceny in 2008. There's no other noted criminal history. The total amount of the merchandise attempted to be taken was $66 from Walmart. That property was recovered and able to be resold. So there is no request for any restitution. As far as an appropriate sentence for this one, I would leave it up to the court to utilize its discretion in fashioning an appropriate sentence, given the facts and circumstances.
Thank you. Mr. Dick, your comments?
Yes, Your Honor. So, Your Honor, Ms. Malik, she unfortunately lives somewhat in poverty here. She does live solely on disability and any government assistance that she is able to obtain. Her disability is approximately $800 per month, and she already has at least $600 a month in bills. She struggles financially due to her circumstances. She was in a severe car accident back in 1999 and has been on medication since, which does affect her memory. So her mother has been the person who's been helping her with things in her life for quite some time, but her mother's recently passed. Miss Malik, she is dependent on pain medication as a result of that accident 26 or 27 years ago here. And she does not blame what has happened on that. However, she's ashamed of it. But under the circumstances, Your Honor, I would ask that the court takes note of the what was written in the police report by the officer. Ms. Malik did tell the officer that she was taking the jeans because of the cold weather, and the officer noted that it was 47 degrees and she was wearing shorts. While this is not acceptable behavior, I truly believe, Your Honor, that this was a necessity, a survival thing, more than intent to commit some criminal act that was meant to harm anybody. With that being said, Your Honor, we do understand that it is a criminal offense and whatnot, but we would just ask that the court perhaps consider her position when assessing fines and costs. And if the court does require some period of probation here, we would ask that the court considers waiving the probationary fees.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Dick. Ms.
Yes,
Malik,
sir.
you have the right to address me as well. Is there anything else that you want to say?
I did write a letter, if that's okay if I read it.
Yep.
I'm nervous, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Okay. On October 27th, I made a horrible and life-changing mistake. I took food and clothing from Walmart that I did not pay for, and I am deeply ashamed. I have severe depression and anxiety from the disabilities and pain that I face every day, and I was already feeling worried and overwhelmed about my financial situation. When I learned that my food benefits were probably going to be stopped due to the government shutdown, I panicked and made a decision I sincerely regret. But my struggles are no excuse, and I know what I did was wrong. I take full responsibility for my actions, and I am extremely remorseful for what I've done. Since then, I've only made my anxiety and depression worse. I've gotten little sleep, living with the guilt of knowing I made such a huge mistake. I've not only let myself down, I've let Walmart down, the store I depend on so much for low-cost groceries and more. I've let Gaylor down, a community that deserves better than this. I've let my brother down, who helps me and guides me, especially since I lost my mom and the one who took care of me because of my disabilities. Since that day, I've lived with regret and have tried to find ways to make up for what I've done. I've donated clothing that I cannot wear to Goodwill to help others who may be in the same position as me. I've talked to my counselor about how I can not only make amends for this, but how I can become a better and stronger person as a result. In the end, I am sorry to Walmart, the Gaylord community, and to everyone I've let down. This is not who I am or ever want to be. I promise to never make such a horrible choice again. And I promise to do everything I can to become a better person and to make this up to those I've affected. Thank you for your time and consideration, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Malik. That was a well-written letter. I appreciate the thought that went into that.
Thank you.
How long have you lived in the Gaylord area?
I actually live in Petoskey, but I go to Gaylord for counseling and for other things.
All right. Well, I believe the same is true of Petoskey that's true of Gaylord, which is small northern Michigan communities are very giving. They are especially ready to help people that are in need, whether that be financial need, counseling needs, service work, whatever it is that they need. If you let them know that there is that need, they're more than happy to give whatever they can to assist you. You don't have to take things that you need. We'd be happy to give them to you. And I think you know that because you've mentioned Goodwill, which is you still have to buy things there, but they're very low cost things. There are other agencies that assist. Many of the churches have clothing or utility assistance. DHHS has utility assistance, rent assistance. There's a clothes closet, I believe, at DHHS and also here in Gaylord that gives out winter wear or clothing or whatever you need for the appropriate season. There is many different opportunities for you. If you need food, there's a food pantry here in Gaylord. If you need things to live and get by, I believe that Petoskey has many of those same types of helps that you need. So there's no reason other than feeling sorry for yourself for you to go out and actually steal anything. If you need to get the help, then get the help. Okay. I believe that you simply made a bad choice. I'm not here to say that you're a bad person, but this is your one mulligan. This is your one bite at the apple. Okay. So I'm not going to do a lot to be mean to you or anything. I am going to put you on probation for a little while and make sure that you do some community service to give back to the community. Because I think that will help you feel better about yourself. And then I'm also going to require you, like you I believe are already, to go to do some counseling and to take what's called an economic crimes course, which is a video series about why people shoplift or steal kinds of things. So I want to educate you a little bit about those things. So the biggest thing I want to communicate to you is we get feeling bad about our circumstances and we have a little bit of a pity party. And instead of being strong and doing the right thing, we let that pity party help us make bad decisions. So now you know about how that works. I want you to do the things necessary to get stronger so you don't have to do that again in the future. Does that make sense?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, absolutely.
All right. So I'm going to put you on probation for 3 months, 90 days. That's a reduced amount than I typically do because I don't think it's going to take you very long to get through what I'm going to ask you to do. And that will also reduce the cost to you as well. There's a probation oversight fee of $90 for that. There's a mandatory crime victim fee of $75, a mandatory justice assessment of $50. There is no restitution request. I'm going to reduce the court costs to $100 and reduce the fine to $50. There's a local fee of $15. Let me add all of that up for you. It's a total of $380. You can pay that over the course of your probation. You may perform community service work in lieu of some of those fines and costs at the discretion of the probation office. I'm also going to require you to do 10 hours of community service work. Now, that can be done at a nonprofit or a public service agency, the animal shelter, things like that. You'll have to talk with your probation officer about where specifically to do it and how to record your hours. But I think doing the community service work will let you feel like you've done something to give something back, which will make you feel better about the acts that you took that were criminal. I'm going to require you to enroll in and successfully complete mental health counseling. I believe that you're already doing that, and so you may continue with your counselor, but I want that documented. I want you to discuss retail fraud, and I want you to take the economic crime class, which is a video class, and the probation department will talk with you about that. Are you able to work, ma'am?
No, I'm disabled.
Or is it, I didn't know if that was a full disability or not. Is that
Yeah,
full disability?
yes.
All right, I think if you complete those requirements, mental health counseling, the economic crime class, and 10 hours of community service work and pay your fines and costs, I think that will be sufficient. Do you have any questions for me?
No, Your Honor.
All right. I don't expect you to have any trouble getting this done. If you do have some issues where you find some of these things difficult to do, please contact your probation officer. Don't just simply wait and hope that it goes away, because it won't. You need to take the initiative to get that accomplished. All right, ma'am?
Yes, sir. I understand.
All right, that's all for today then. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Did you give me the Cybo case back again?